Classic WoW Hardcore, good for the community, bad and divisive, a movement in the World of Warcraft community that will continue to yield fruit for years to come, or a mere blip on the radar. Today, we're going to be talking and seeing the comments from the World of Warcraft community, you guys, in regards to Classic WoW Hardcore. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and what the future of Classic WoW Hardcore really is going to look like. But before we dive into all that, we do have to thank this channel's sponsor, Zygor. If you are looking for the ultimate leveling, achievement farming, mount collecting, gold making, hardcore, getting to level 60 whatever guide, then Zygor is what you got to check out, and it's linked down below in the description. All right, so first of all, it goes without saying that people absolutely love Hardcore Classic. No BS about it. This has been the thing for like the past year and a half or however long this has been going on. Tournaments and events, all sorts of stuff. I went onto Twitter and I asked everybody, hey, what do you guys think about Classic WoW Hardcore? And the amount of positive reception that this tweet got was insane. People like Michael Loda did not give us a load of garbage when he said, good incentive and challenge to play the old game again. So yeah, very good move from Blizzard. That's the way to go. You take Vanilla Classic, you innovate, and you figure out new ways to play the game. I agree. We got people like Ainsley saying, there is nothing more fun to me than leveling a healer to level 10 solely to help those who bite off more than they can chew in the Elwyn Murloc camps. For this reason alone, it's a success. Dude, you are a godsend, okay? The people like you have saved my life so many times in hardcore, and I cannot be more thankful for it. The Archdruid says, I'm absolutely glued to hardcore. Because people rip and go again, the starter zones are always full and vibrant. This also means that you can pick it up at any time without feeling like you missed out or started too late, because people will always be dying and going again. Ever since Classic Hardcore really started popping off, the sense of community that this movement, this type of World of Warcraft has fostered has been incredible. This is World of Warcraft at its finest. A bunch of players getting together to overcome these various challenges and difficulties that they're all facing together. And it's true, like what Archdruid said, because people are always dying and people are always making new characters, anytime you log onto Classic Hardcore, you're always going to find new people around your level to play with. It's genius. It's glorious. One of the other really good positives about Hardcore that has come out has been also what is happening outside of the game. There's been a lot of content being created around hardcore, people becoming more attached to their characters, making artwork that represents their hardcore runs or artwork of their character that they're currently doing the journey on. You even have these amazing leveling series popping up all over YouTube and streams and such, like Guzu's, for example. I mean, who doesn't enjoy Guzu's videos? I mean, come on. Hardcore death compilations are everywhere. I mean, we all understand the sting of leveling up a character to level 15, level 25, level 40, and then meeting an unexpected death one day. We can all sympathize, we can all relate. Hardcore is really fostering a great sense of community, and it is awesome. Countess Orania Dubois, or however you pronounce that, says, I think it's honestly, meaning Classic WoW Hardcore, brought back a sense of community that Dragonflight just can't capture right now. I've made genuine new friends and I've had a good time all around. If Blizzard is smart and wants to follow their fan base's wishes, Classic Plus is an easy no-brainer. That is something that is currently being discussed a lot right now. Classic Plus, Cataclysm, what is the best approach for the future of Classic World of Warcraft? But I'll talk more about Classic Plus in another video. Sir Coffee, first of his beans, says, I've died quite a few times and I can't help but come back for more. It feels like every time you die, you get an opportunity to learn from your mistakes, dust yourself off and go again. Definitely, it's been fun. And Shaz says, I actually am new to World of Warcraft and I started in hardcore and it's been so much fun. That's kind of strange, the idea of a brand new player to World of Warcraft coming and playing hardcore, like that's their first introduction to WoW. And yet, I mean, I've seen this comment popping up, not just on Twitter, but even in some of my YouTube videos of people coming and playing World of Warcraft for the very first time and playing hardcore and having a great time because of it. And I don't know, that's just really cool. I don't even know if you guys have heard of this yet, but even OTK, that tiny little Twitch organization that bald goblin started, they're hosting a giant $100,000 level 60 Mock Gara hardcore classic WoW tournament. Try saying that 5 times fast. $50,000 to the first place winner and the other $50,000 split among the class leaders. The fact that events like this have been happening across hardcore even before Blizzard's official hardcore launch, I don't know what it is about hardcore, but it like just gets people involved with one another. It gets events going. All this stuff is happening around hardcore and it's great. However, I will say that there is a negative side to Classic WoW Hardcore that some people have been pointing out. And this is the part of the video where we need to talk about the negatives surrounding Classic WoW Hardcore. Not necessarily negatives, but more so talking about what is lacking, and people are pointing it out. When I asked people what they thought about Classic Hardcore, some people responded like, for example, Fragile Fox, I think it's been fun, but after a while, there'll be nothing to do, and a lot of people will just be burnt out on it unless they add extra stuff to do. This is something that I personally have talked about in previous videos. Other content creators have talked about it. You guys probably have talked about it with your friends behind the scenes, where hardcore is great, but it would be even better if we're getting a continuous kind of like updates to it. New ways to make the challenge interesting, new ways to undertake the challenge. Like, for example, achievement runs, like, oh, you got to do the challenge naked, or you're a hunter, you have to do it without a pet, or you can only craft your own gear, stuff like that. Blizzard should really consider adding stuff like that into hardcore in the future to keep it fresh and interesting. However, people like Joshua say Classic Hardcore is kind of lazy. On private servers, they have added hundreds of types of hardcore modes with different rewards, challenges like only gaining XP through professions, increased damage taken, a food and water meter, etc. This goes back to what I was just saying. I mean, really the big criticism of Classic WoW Hardcore, at least the Blizzard form of hardcore, is how you have this multi-billion-dollar company, and yes, they've given us hardcore, but they've really only given us sort of like the bare bones basics of what hardcore could be. Classic WoW is an absolutely huge game. It's like you got the whole world of Azeroth, and you have infinite possibility in terms of systems and new ways to make the game more interesting. And it is true that there are private servers out there that are offering hundreds of ways, maybe not hundreds, but multiple ways to approach their hardcore challenges that people find incredibly fun. Blizzard should totally just rip off some of these ideas and just use them in official hardcore. At least I think so. And then you have people like Sickish pointing out, a con that many people have pointed out since hardcore was announced and some of the details came out about it, which is, I think they ruined it with auction house, mail, and grouping. Kind of lame seeing lobies running around with fiery weapon and multi-boxing. I miss pre-official hardcore. If you want my opinion on that, I don't mind the grouping so much. I find it to be enjoyable because it does kind of foster that community aspect, getting together with people, grouping up, doing group quests and crafting gear for each other. It's sort of the fact that it fosters a sense of community is better than making hardcore really just a single player game mostly, because without grouping and without being able to mail people stuff, the auction house, I do agree with the argument that some people have put forward where you might as well just play World of Warcraft single player at that point. It's just you versus the world. I mean, why not just make your own private server and just play on that by yourself and do a hardcore run? You know what I mean? But even still, Sickish's comment is a comment that many people have made. I'm very curious to see what you guys think about it. Do you think that the auction house, mail, grouping, and whatnot has been a good addition to hardcore? You think it's been bad now that we've got the opportunity to play with it a little bit? Because that's just my opinion, all right? And my opinion is just one among many. So what do you guys think about that? So far in my experience with hardcore, I have absolutely loved it. I've played characters, I've lost characters. My highest level character was level 26 so far. I haven't gotten to play as much as I would like, but right now what I'm doing is I'm undertaking a sort of a strange challenge where I'm leveling up every single class to level 10 over on Twitch. Then I'm going to sort of then level up all the classes to level 15 and just kind of see which class I can take the furthest. And that's just a kind of personal fun challenge that I'm doing at the moment, leveling all the classes together at once instead of just focusing on one individually. But I'm an altaholic, what can I say? I do stand by some of the comments that I've seen on my Twitter, some of the comments that I've seen here on this YouTube channel in the comment section, and I do stand by some of the stuff that I've said in previous videos, even before hardcore came out, where I think that Blizzard really should add more to the hardcore scene going forward. I would love it if Blizzard even offered some sort of rewards for hitting level 60 in the game. For example, maybe if you hit 60 in hardcore, you get a special mount over on Dragonflight or whatever, a special something for your Wrath of the Lich King account. I don't know, something. Just some sort of like cool incentive to hit 60 other than bragging rights. I think that would be completely harmless. I mean, why not? And I do agree that there needs to be more achievements and more ways to approach hardcore, and possibly even bringing hardcore into Classic Cataclysm as well as Classic Plus in order to keep the hardcore scene fresh, growing, and just keep it fun. So those are my opinions though. Overall, it's been a few weeks since the hardcore movement began, since the servers came out, and I think it goes without saying that hardcore classic WoW has been a very welcome addition to the WoW community. Tons of people are having fun playing it. I'm having fun playing it. My friends are having fun playing it, and I hope you guys are too. Unfortunately though, the classic World of Warcraft community would not be the classic WoW community without some drama, and the big debate that is happening right now, which I mentioned earlier in the video, is, hey, do people want Classic Cataclysm next, or do they want Classic Plus? And I made a video talking all about that, bringing up the arguments, the pros and cons of both approaches, and what to expect for the future of Classic World of Warcraft. And that video is linked on your screen right now. Check it out next, because there's a lot going on in the comment section over there, and I'll see you guys soon.